Hello everyone. I'm here today to talk about a very important topic that I get a lot of questions about, which is learning English. I get a lot of questions about what is the best way to learn English. How did you first start learning English? What are the techniques that you used? And what is the fastest way? People always like the fastest way to learn English. Well, I'm here to answer your questions briefly. So there are two effective ways to learn English. Number one is to learn grammar, pronunciation, punctuation marks, all the basics of language. And you can find that in schools, in institutions, courses, college, or even self-study. The second important technique or way of learning English that I would love to stop and talk about is talking to native speakers. People think that talking to a native speaker is something extra or it's something additional to other ways of learning English, but it is one of the best ways, fastest ways, and the most important ways to learn the language. It's not something extra at all. It is a basic fundamental way. I always get the question of how did you improve your English? How did you become fluent in English? And my answer is always because I exposed myself and I started talking to native speakers since I was 15 years old. So today I would like to shed light about the importance of talking to native speakers. You don't only expand your vocab when you talk to native speakers, but you get the chance to talk naturally like them, to know the way of speaking. And learning English is not always about only knowing the grammar and knowing the vocab. Nope, it's about learning two things that you can acquire while talking to native speakers. One is to know the way of talking English, to be natural when you speak the language. Number two, to know the tone of pronunciation. And you get to know these two when you talk only to native speakers. Sometimes I tell students you have to speak to native speakers and they tell me, no, we don't feel talking to native speakers because what if we feel stuck in the middle of the conversation and we need someone to help us with Arabic words, or I want to explain something and I don't find the word in English, so I need help. Well, let me tell you something. That's the point of speaking to native speaker. When you talk to native speaker, you have no other choice but to speak in English. That's the point. You have to feel stuck. You have to feel that, I have no other option. I have to forget about my first language and focus on only English. And then you're going to find the way with practice and time. So you gotta be comfortable doing something uncomfortable if you want to succeed. So بمعنى لازم نعود حالنا نعمل شيء ما متعودين عليه لحتى ننجح. هي الطريقة الوحيدة. The more you talk to native speakers, the more you learn the language and you learn it faster. This can be nerve-wracking, yes, I understand, but encouraging at the same time. And now you might ask me, okay, how can we find, sometimes it's hard to find native speakers. Well, English Overdose got your back. And I am beyond happy to share this exciting news to have teacher Jonathan join our speaking partner program here in English Overdose. I am so excited to have him with us. He has a phenomenal experience of teaching English ESL for foreigners, for English learners all over the world. And he has over 5 years of teaching experience online. I am so excited to introduce you to him so you can watch the reel I'll be posting next. I am very excited and very happy because I added something new to English Overdose. I've always wanted to add that step, that thing, to have a speaking partner because it is so essential to talk to native speakers. Let me tell you a little bit about the program. So teacher Jonathan is in charge of that program. And what is nice about it is You don't have to have a whole course that consists of 12 hours with him. The least amount or the least number of hours that you can have with teacher Jonathan is 6 hours, and then you can add more hours if you would like, or stop. So that is, we want to create here like a flexible program for you. These sessions are recorded. You can also tell teacher Jonathan about the topics that you would like to talk about ahead of time. You can prepare them and tell him that next session I want to talk about this and that. I already have students with Mr. Jonathan, and they had lots of courses with him. I have over like more than 10 students with Mr. Jonathan, and they all had more than one course with him. So some of you already know him. Questions that I might be asked. Does he speak Arabic? Nope. Does he know about our culture? Yes, because he has visited lots of Arabic countries. 3, are these free sessions? No. You are going to be charged for these. There are fees for these sessions. Why? Because he's not just a random speaking partner. He's a teacher with an experience over 5 years of experience. And again, the concept of having a speaking partner might not be very popular and common for a lot of English learners, especially because they tell me, oh, we would rather an Arabic teacher because the Arabic teacher will correct our mistakes, but native speakers, most of the time, they don't correct mistakes. Sometimes you don't want to focus on the mistakes. You just want to talk and hear native speakers. Learning English is not about correcting mistakes, not making mistakes. It's about when you talk to native speaker, you get to know how to say it the right way from the beginning. And keep in mind that when you talk to native speaker, you need 2 things as well: time and consistency. So give yourself time. You're not going to find huge results after 2-3 sessions. You need time, and to do that continuously. That's all for today. If you have more questions, and if you would like to ask about more details, how to enroll, and the fees, the way of payment, just DM me, and I'm more than happy to answer all your questions. Thank you for listening, and wish you a wonderful day.